I think that feeling lost is a big part of the journey that you're on, likely right now. Because there comes a point in your life where you literally feel like you have no direction, like the path has disappeared in front of you, and likely you even have a blindfold on. And this is something that I've seen on my tarot cards. People won't like tarot cards, but there's just cool illustrations on these one cards that I have, and one of them is the Fool. And the Fool is blindfolded, and she is taking steps on these stones, and she can't see anything ahead of her because she's blindfolded. So she still trusts that the path is ahead of her, even though she is the Fool, right? And does that really make you a fool for not knowing where you're going? Or does it make you understand that you're not always going to know where you're going, but you just have to trust the path because a fool doesn't know where they're going. A fool just knows that they have to keep going forward no matter what. And I'm in that position right now in my life. Well, I've been in this position in different times of my life. When I became sober, I had this Fool moment as well. And the Fool is kind of like a rebirth, okay? And it's not a bad thing for you to not know where you're going. It's not a bad thing for you to be lost or confused, but it's not necessarily something to be afraid of either, because the path is being laid out before you, like on that card. It's literally just these stones that are appearing in front of her, and she's just trusting that the next step that she takes, that a new stone is going to be laid down before her. And that's kind of how you have to approach life if you are feeling lost. You just have to keep going forward. You can't stay still, and you can't stay in this fear state where you think that the next step you might take might make you fall down, right? Because imagine the stones are in the air and you're walking on these stones, and if you miss the stone, if you take a misstep, you're going to fall to your death, right? But every single stone keeps being laid right before you, and it's always been laid. Like, that's why you made it here, because even in those moments where you felt like you were lost, if you think back on those moments, you still made it here. Like, you still made it here for a reason. So because I know that I've been in those situations before, when I started my sobriety journey, when I started my healing journey, I know that the path will always be getting laid down right before me. Each stone is going to keep appearing, and I just have to keep going forward, even if I feel lost, even if I feel confused, even if it feels like everything's falling apart. Because right now, things feel like they're falling apart a little bit. I can't even lie. I'm not entirely certain of what the fuck I'm doing. Sometimes I feel more certain than other days, and then other days I wake up and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm just continuing to try to take these steps, even if each step feels like pins and needles like up my body, and I feel like I'm exhausted of taking steps and I want to just take a break and stop. But I know that I have to keep going forward, because standing still never gets you to where you're supposed to be. It will never get you to where you're supposed to be. You will end up just throwing years of your life waiting, and time is something that you can't get back. Time is something that you can't get more of. The time that is set for you is set for you. Likely, I mean, the way that I see it, your path is already laid out for you. You're just kind of making your way to it. You're kind of worried about if the path is there, but the path in fact is there. It always has been there. And the path knows exactly where you're supposed to go. Like, you're not too late. You're not taking the wrong steps. You're taking every single step that you're supposed to be taking. Even if those steps that you take sometimes might be mistakes, they might, cause you pain. They might put you in shitty situations. Those steps all happen for a reason, no matter which step you've taken. Because somehow I'm here. And I'm not where I was when, I had these thoughts of already like feeling lost and confused, and somehow I made it here. Like me from like 13 years old wouldn't have thought that I would have made it here at all, to this age even. So the fact that I still am here is proof that you also have to keep going and that things will absolutely get better. Even though it doesn't feel like it will. And even when you end up having maybe those high feeling moments, you might once again fall. But every single time that I've ever fallen, I've always forced myself to get back up and just keep pushing through, mostly because I think I know that people are watching me and they want me to fail. Like, I know there's definitely a handful of people that are watching me. I know for a fact there's a few that I know of that want me to fail. And that just kind of keeps me going. I'm gonna be so for real. Like that feeling that would make them feel satisfied if I gave up. Like that shit would piss me off. Satisfying people who hope that I would fail. Like that gets me mad. Like I would never give anyone that satisfaction. And there's been many people in my life that thought that that's what was going to happen. And right now that there's many people in my life that think that's going to happen as well. And this isn't just me making up shit in my mind or like enemies. These are facts about people that I know. But like you can't give people the satisfaction of seeing you fail. And it's not even about them. It's really about you. It's about continuing to move forward and proving yourself wrong, because in your own mind you feel like I can't do it. These people are right. I do suck at this. I'm terrible at this. Nothing's gonna work out. What the fuck am I doing? So it's not even about proving other people wrong. It's about proving yourself wrong. But it's also kind of about proving other people wrong. I think that's like the cherry on top of doing all the right things, right? And succeeding in your life and doing the things that you said you were gonna do. That's like a little extra. I think the best part is continuing to go forward and proving yourself wrong though. Especially like when I'm looking back, even just like 5 years ago, I'm like, damn. I didn't think I would be sober. That was never even in my cards. Like that wasn't like a definite thought that I had to be sober and try to change my life. That it just happened one day and I was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I didn't really know what any of that meant or the purpose of it, but I knew that that was just the path that was being laid out in front of me, and I just trusted the path. I was like, okay, like the path is telling me to be sober. The path is telling me to care about my fitness. The path is telling me to learn to love myself. The path is telling me to learn my boundaries. The path is telling me to trust myself. The path is telling me that it's going to be okay. The path is telling me that, some things are going to fall apart, but better things are going to fall together. The path has been telling me to just keep going forward and that I should trust the path entirely, because I laid the path myself. Future me laid this path myself to try to follow, and it was kind of a guide. Like future me was dropping these stones and being like, here, I'm gonna leave this for you to follow. Okay? So me from now is just like, oh, who put these here? These are so perfectly placed. This all makes a lot of sense. But because it's future me, that laid it out, because I do believe that the past, the present, and the future all exist at the same time. That's my beliefs. And everything that's already that's happened to me, or that's gonna happen to me, has already happened to me, and I'm just following this path. Maybe I'm learning the lessons a little bit differently this time for some reason. That's kind of something I believe too. But the path is there for a reason. I put the path there. You put the path there. The path that you're following was put there by you, whether you believe it or not. You don't even have to believe it's you. You could believe if it was God or the universe, whatever you believe in. But there's a reason that path is there for you to just follow and trust it. Not question it. Keep moving forward, because for a little while there, even the past couple weeks, I really was like, what the fuck am I doing? I still don't see the path. I'm going to be so for real. I don't see the stones. I'm kind of just taking steps, and all of a sudden when I take that next step, the stone appears. Like me making this video. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it because I just told myself to turn the camera on and just say something. But I'm just trusting the path. I'm trusting that this video is for a purpose. I'm trusting that this video is for somebody out there. If you feel lost, if you feel like you're going the wrong way, if you don't know what you're doing with your life, if you feel like everything's falling apart, this video is for you. But we just have to keep moving forward. And that's what I am telling myself, even though each step has been really difficult the past few weeks, but it's not supposed to be easy. Like anything that's great isn't easy, anything that's easy isn't great. There has to be some sort of work that you put into something for it to feel good and for it to feel satisfying. Like if somebody hands you $1 million, right? You're probably gonna blow through it because you don't actually understand the value of a dollar. You don't actually understand the hard work that it takes to make $1 million. So you won't appreciate it. You won't know what to do with it. You didn't actually work for it. But this shit right now, I'm really working for this. I'm really working on getting through this phase of my life. Whatever this is, whatever this path is telling me to do, I'm working on taking each step no matter fucking what. And that's all I really can do. Detach from the results, attach to the routine. 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 That's all I can really do. And I just have to trust that the path will be laid out with every single step because I made the fucking path. So it's like, do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself that you laid out the right path? You have to trust yourself. I trust myself. I trust myself from the future that I laid out the right path. Of course I did, because I wouldn't have made it to the future otherwise. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly why these stones are being set here. I set them here myself. And I just have to trust that every single step I take, a new stone will appear. And I'm going exactly where I'm supposed to be going. Yeah.